This video on the FireTEK system is just going to go through some of the power options of the modules in the remote. To start off here, I've got this older FTH-48E module. Now this doesn't have an internal battery. It requires an external battery here, anywhere from 12 to 30 volts. So just to show you, I've got this 12 volt SLA battery here wired up. It's just a little simple harness that I created. Go ahead and plug that in and turn it on. We'll go through its startup. This has got a 6.3 F1 firmware in it. You'll see I'm running the same firmware on this module here. I'm going to go ahead and set this one to ID1, and once it starts up, it gives me indication right on the screen that I've got 12.0 volts. Now, if I were to change this to this bank of two 12 volt SLA batteries here, go ahead and turn it back on, let it start up. Now it's telling me I've got 24.4 volts there. Now, so you can use anywhere from 12 to 30 volts on these modules here. The one thing is, since it doesn't have an internal battery, if you had to change your battery, it's going to shut down. But you could just start it back up, and it keeps the memory for whatever scripts or anything were loaded into it. I'm going to go ahead and plug the 24 volt pack here to this module here. I'm going to start up the remote here. The remote has an internal battery. Its indication here is the bars here on this battery icon. So this one is fairly charged. Now it's telling me here to go ahead and power on the slave, so I'm going to turn on the 48E. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the 48Fx module as well. This one has the internal battery, so I don't have anything plugged into it right now. I'm going to set this one here to ID1. I'm going to set this one here to ID2. You can see on the screen of the 48Fx, I've got two battery icons. It's showing me the bars of the internal battery, so I've got a fully charged battery here internally, and it shows me I don't have anything plugged in on the external battery. So if I were to plug in this 12 volt SLA battery here, this now says 12.4V. That's 12.4 volts in place of where that X'd out external battery icon was. That's one of the nice things with the 48Fx modules, is that you can disconnect and connect an external battery if you need to. Here I've got two lithium ion batteries here. These are both 11.1 volts nominally, 1300 milliamps, and you can see here with these plugged in, I've got 23.6 volts. Now on the screen here of the remote, this is showing me the state of the remote. I'm in the test mode here. It's giving me the icon for the remote's battery, but I can check and see what's on the modules as well. So I'm now seeing the screen of module ID1. It's showing me I've got 24.3 volts. If I hit the next button here, I've gone to ID2. It's showing me an internal battery of that 48Fx module is full, as well as an external battery is connected with 23.6 volts. And one of the features here to be able to see all the information on the modules by toggling through the different module IDs on the remote. One of the things I realized is, well, what happens if you're starting to drain your battery on your remote or you forgot to charge it? Well, one option is use an external USB battery source. And so with the USB A to B cable, you could plug this in to the remote and it will start charging. A red icon here on the power button indicates that it's charging. And so you can use that as a backup and still keep the remote going in case you forgot to charge it. Now this obviously wouldn't work if you have this plugged in through a wired connection to the Android app, because you're using the same port here. You could also plug it into a computer to charge it, or a USB port with the USB A to B connector. So there you have it, just a few of the options of the batteries for the remote and the modules of the FireTEK system.